Hey viewers and viewers, my name is General Red Strategist and welcome back to Surrey Being Hunted. It's challenge time, ladies and gentlemen, because good lord, it has been a while since I last did a proper challenge, hasn't it? You can see I've been playing around with the biome generation a bit, been doing that on all the islands for this map, because for what I have in mind, basically I need a few more buildings probably than normal, just to see basically how things go and all that. Now, the challenge, ladies and gentlemen, as you can tell from the title of the video, is called the Anti-Smoking Challenge. This is very fucking random. The idea just came to me in one little sort of go, and I just thought, fuck it. I haven't done a challenge in a while, and so I just thought, screw that, I might as well just do whatever comes to mind and all that. So, you know how obviously in this game one of the items you can find is pipe and tobacco. Well, basically, we're going to do an anti-smoking campaign on the islands, ladies and gentlemen. Going to tell these robots that they shouldn't be smoking because it's bad for their health and all that. And if they friggin' get all uppity with us, i.e. by trying to shoot us, then that, justifies us shooting them back. But I can only shoot them back if, they actually attack me first. But no, the main gist of this is to be an item collection challenge. We're going to collect as many, pipes and tobaccos as possible to move them out of the way, get them stored somewhere secure where the robots are not going to be able to go smoking, affecting their lung health and all that. And I'm going to have 30 minutes more like, starting now. There we go. Set off the timer. 30 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. Probably will... I don't know, probably keep this all as one big sort of video and all that, because why the hell not? I've done sort of 30+ minute videos before in my Surrey Being Hunted series. So I hope you guys are all doing well out there. Oh, there we go. I need to actually decide what my, if I'm going to use one of the buildings as kind of like a storage point. Maybe I'll just use a Warple and Tat or something, I don't know. Or maybe if I find like a big house or whatever, I can do that, because I should mention that it's a point for each pipe and tobacco, but I'm only going to score the points if I can get them in the into the inventory space of a large building, which of course, I mean, there's plenty of inventory space on this house, so I might actually use this one. In that case, let's count that as 1 point then, ladies and gentlemen. Scroll that down on a piece of paper where I can see it. There was nothing in here, so I might as well actually just try and get rid of all the shiz that's in there, so that way we can start carefully clearing it out. Any pipes and tobacco in here? Well, I'll take that. I'll take the old dynamite. I'll take the torch. Cheers. Discard some of this gubbins over here. If I get a map, that would actually be very useful, so that then I can know. Ah, would you look at look at that? As soon as you said it, as I said it rather, it was right there. Right. Well, let me just drop a marker there, so we know that this is the location of Math's special house. I've got a stick of dynamite. Fantastic. Could not have gone better there, ladies and gentlemen. Anything in this house over here? Bottle, I'll help myself too. Guess I need to raid someone's back doors or whatever. Alright. See, pipe and tobacco is kind of a rare object, isn't it, in this game? I feel like you don't come across it all that often in inventory spaces, but you do come across it every sort of once in a while, don't you? Alright. Get my tea. I did those buildings, did those two houses. Now, I hope you guys are all doing well and all that. This is the part... Oh, thank you. I'll take those. This is the part where, of course, I mention, of course, that it's an evening, ladies and gentlemen, as of when I record this. To be more exact, it's a Monday evening. Work is finished for the day, as always. And as usual, I've decided that I'm here to have a chill-out recording session at the end of the day. Probably, I don't know, record a bit of maybe a bit of the Saboteur and all that. You know, the usual sort of stuff. Right, let's get these in here, lock these points in. That's an extra 4 points. So that is 5 points in total now that we're on. Oh, who's... Nope, don't you start shooting me, otherwise I'm going to have to kill you. I don't actually have a gun or anything yet. All I got is a stick of dynamite. Okay, he's firing at me. Alright, bitch. Urgh. Son of a gun. Oh, I'm going to miss him with that, aren't I? Well, that won't have got him, but hey. Won't have got him, but hey. Him, but hey, but him, but hey. Has anyone got a weapon around here somewhere? Oh. some of them were hearing my gunshots to the rifle ammo in case we get a rifle from somewhere. Ah, pipe and tobacco right there, fantastic. And there are big buildings up here that we could have been using. I'm sure that house we're using at the moment actually will be fine. Ooh. He must have heard that explosion and is now trying to get to me. Alright, I think we're clearing this area for the moment. Let's get that axe. Very good, we can use this to cleave anyone who tries attacking us again. I mean, in theory, we could, we could try and kill off that robot who attacked us a moment ago, but then again, haven't really got. Well, I don't know whereabouts he is now, other than the fact that he's obviously on the other side of the river somewhere. So that's not going to be much good for us now, is it, ladies and gentlemen? What was I talking about a moment ago? I was obviously talking about the fact that it's been another work day. Actually, I should get my freaking torch out so I can actually see what I'm doing. Right. Oh, thank you. Smoking's bad for your health. Give me that pipe. Any in here? Nope. Any in the back door? Oh, special revolver, which I will have. And eat the cheese whilst I'm there. Very good. Right. Law enforcement's here. With his old revolver and all that. Ready to shoot up some people who are not complying with the new smoking ban that is being enforced in the world of Surrey being hunted. No smoky smoke for you lot. Not that I can really do anything about that, because a lot of these robots actually already have pipes in their mouths, do they not? Come to think of it, I think they kind of do, don't they? I should probably just shoot them if they have pipes in their mouths. But, then again, you know, we're not entirely authoritarian about this. We are prepared to give them an opportunity to mend their ways before we start punishing them or whatever else have you. Right, need to get back and deposit these pipes that I've just found right now. I hear lots of activity, but first let us deposit the spoils of our adventure over here. Now, what was I going to talk about a second ago? I actually had something on my brain, and now I've completely lost my train of thought and all that. But I'm sure it'll come back to me, right? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more pipes. Let me add these to the score. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're on 12 points at the moment, ladies and gentlemen. That's actually pretty good. Not bad at all. I'm getting lots of extra ammo as well. Actually, that's what I was going to talk about. I think I've probably talked about this before to an extent. Probably when Phil and Connor were around. Just talking about, you know, series and things on YouTube that we watch. Things like that. And Lord knows I know I've talked about stuff on YouTube that I watch as well. But I was thinking again recently, actually, about the subject of series and things on YouTube, which every so often I find myself going back to and rewatching. And you know, I do think, again, I've probably talked about stuff related to that theme before. You know, for example, I probably mentioned things like Yogscast Minecraft content, you know, classically Shadow of Israfel, but also some of their other Minecraft content from freaking years ago, like 2012, 2013-ish. So, for example, recently I've been rewatching a lot of their custom adventure map playthroughs, which has been really, really fun. You know, old classics, Escapecraft 4 Towers, The Gourd Avenger, things like that. It's been fun to watch. But there's other stuff as well that I've been watching as well, or rewatching I should say, for what feels probably like the umpteenth time in my life. So, one that actually I am rewatching at the moment as well is an old Hat Films one. Again, Minecraft content. Skyblock with Sips, still very much a Yogscast thing, but so I'm rewatching that one, because the funny thing about that one is I remember back in the day watching a load of it, but I don't think I ever watched their entire series, which is understandable, because their entire playlist of Skyblock with Sips is something like 115 episodes, something like that. But every once in a while I like to sit down, I think to myself, you know what, I'm going to start rewatching it again, and this time I'm going to sit through it for sure. I'm going to watch the whole thing. Of course, I then never do. So once again, I've sat myself down, said to myself, I'm going to sit down, this time I'm going to rewatch it all the way through. So, let's see how far I get, basically, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see if I actually get... Oh god, fucking robots. Robots. Don't want to deal with them. Get out of here. So we'll see how far I get sort of through it and all that, ladies and gents. Whether I actually get beyond whatever episode number I got to the last time I tried watching that whole series. And a series actually that I do need to get back to at some point is Game Grumps Mario Maker. Because I remember I watched something like 70 odd episodes, again out of a playlist of about 100 and something videos, and just never sort of got around to actually finishing it. But YouTube has that thing now where, you know, if you watch a video and then sort of say, even if you watch it to the, you know, to its full extent, or if you maybe stop watching it partway through and then go back to it, it does of course have that thing where it has like a little red bar at the bottom that shows you how much you watched. So I can probably just look for that red bar on the Game Grumps Mario Maker videos in the playlist and just see, you know, what was the last one I watched, and then start from there. You know what I always used to do though? I always used to have an exercise regimen that I would do when I'm watching Game Grumps Mario Maker videos. Because the thing is, this is a bit of a weird way of doing it, but it's also, I think, a bit of a creative way of doing it. But obviously I've talked about my job before, and you know how my job, of course, is always very sedentary, because obviously I'm an academic, so a lot of time is spent sat at a desk, typing up lecture notes, preparing things like guidance notes for seminars, things like that, lesson plans, blah blah blah, marking essays and dissertations. So, you know, it's the kind of job where basically it's very easy to get yourself out of shape if you're not careful. And I've been, you know, trying to sort of bear that in mind throughout my career, throughout my job. And at one point I used to have an exercise regimen that I would do every evening, quite a while ago, where I would put on Game Grumps Mario Maker, the playlist, have it on sort of, you know, just have it on in the background, and I would watch the episode, but every time, and I think I've mentioned this before, every time Aaron Hansen, who's usually playing it, dies, which is quite often, you pause the video, you get up from your chair, you get down on the floor, and you do, say, like 5 press-ups, 5 sit-ups, maybe sort of like 30 seconds doing a plank posture, or maybe sort of like 10 squats or whatever. And so basically you do a set of reps like that, and then you sit back down, press play on the video again, get it going, and essentially the next time he dies you then do the reps all over again, which, you know, in some episodes that might be only a few seconds after he died the first time. In other ones it may be a minute or so, but the one thing you can be assured of is that he will die quite frequently. So as a result, you find yourself doing, you know, on average, quite a few press-ups and sit-ups and squats or whatever. It's just really, really good for you. You know, I do try to sort of still do like the plank thing, which, if you don't know what that is, it's basically a posture that you hold, which pretty much kind of is supposed to really kind of exercise your core muscles, things like that. In fact, it's good for sort of like, I think, your core, your back. So basically it's sort of like you adopt what is almost a press-up position, except with your elbows down on the floor and your sort of your hands kind of clasped directly in front of your face, and you basically hold that pose for either kind of like as long as you can, or if not necessarily as long as you can, certainly for a prolonged period. Say like somewhere between 30 seconds to 60 seconds or more, if you can sort of go beyond that. And the idea is, you know, if you can do that sort of maybe a few times a day, maybe say do that for about, you know, up to about 30 minutes a day, something like that. Sorry, not 30 minutes, 3 minutes or so of that a day. You know, combined with obviously trying to make sure you're eating a fairly sort of healthy diet, it can be sort of good for you, strengthen your core muscles and all that. And the thing is, though, I've got into sort of bad habits this last sort of few months, because the problem is with exercise regimens, you've got to try and keep them up. Yes, as I'm sure you all kind of really understand. But obviously, you know, the danger with exercise regimens is that eventually you sort of get to a point where, you know, one evening you sort of get distracted and you forget to do them, and then suddenly before you know it, the next evening you're not doing it then either. And that's the sort of bad habit that I've kind of got myself into recently, because I had this exercise regimen going for quite a while, and it was, you know, it was generally decent, good at sort of keeping you in shape. But then one evening, for example, I, for whatever reason, didn't do it. And then, of course, you know, before you know it, one evening snowballs into 2 evenings, then 3, and before you know it, you've stopped doing the exercise regimen, and that's kind of the position I'm in at the moment now, where I kind of need to restart it. Yes, I've kind of drifted away from the original topic, which was series on YouTube that I find myself sort of rewatching every once in a while. But that's fine, you know. There was a natural progression, basically, ladies and gentlemen, between these topics, to put it that way. It didn't just come out of nowhere, basically, is what I'm trying to say. But yes, I'm probably sure I've asked in, you know, in previous episodes. What about you guys out there? Do you have any sort of good series on YouTube that you find yourself just coming back and rewatching every once in a while? Anything good? Especially any like favourite channels that you have that you enjoy watching, apart from mine, obviously. Yes. If I may get immodest for a moment and all that. I think I might fly across to another island. So we've just passed the 15-minute mark. We're halfway through the challenge so far. I actually do need to remember to deposit that pipe and tobacco back in my special house at some point. But we've got plenty of time for that at the moment, ladies and gentlemen. Right, let's go to another island. I'm not going to pause the timer during the loading screen, because why the hell would I do that, folks? There we are. Drink some tea whilst I'm at it. It's been funny weather actually recently here in the UK at the moment. I will say at the moment. Sorry, try not to repeat myself too much. But yeah, I mean, it's been sunny and warm at the moment, but this last day or two, the weather sort of can't make its mind up in terms of whether it's good or bad. Because yesterday, for example, I think it was yesterday or the day before, basically it was very grey and overcast, and it was on and off rain. And then every time the rain stopped, the clouds would part for a moment, and then it would get sunny, and then not long after that it would get rainy again. Well, the thing is, on the weather forecast, apparently there are parts of the UK at the moment which are forecast for sort of, basically for sort of thunderstorms, in essence, which is not unusual for this time of year here in the UK. I mean, it is summer. Summer is technically, you know, when you often get thunderstorms. We've already had a few down here where I am at the moment. But yes, like I say, it's just one of those annoying things where it's like the weather can't make its mind up. And damn you, meteorological phenomena. Why can thou not be more consistent? Then again, I suppose it is consistent. It's consistent in the sense that it's inconsistent and can't make its mind up and all that. If you know what I mean, which I'm sure you do. So I'm on friggin' 28 vitality. I need to eat something or drink my special brandy that I found. I've talked before, haven't I, about brandy seems so rare in this game. You still find it every once in a while, but the other Christmassy food items, Christmas pudding and the mince pies, they're definitely not in the game anymore, are they? No. I'm sure eventually someone could give me the answer to that. I probably again sort of asked that before. Sorry, this is also not just the anti-smoking campaign challenge. This also seems to be the challenge where I try and reiterate topics of conversation that I've already talked about in this series before. How many can I throw in there, ladies and gentlemen? Probably a lot of them, in all likelihood. Here, deposit that. Get me the pipes. There we go. Lovely. No more smoking on this island. Oh, Jesus. Must say, Me and Phil have probably talked about this again before, but smoking is a habit that I can't say I've ever seen the appeal of. I remember friends in A-level who I had who used to smoke. I just think to myself, not sure if I want to do that myself. I don't see the appeal. It just seems to me it's going to turn all your teeth yellow. Going to turn your breath real bad. Make it stink and all that. Give you friggin' emphysema and lung cancer and God knows what in later life. I'm going to sound real judgmental, aren't I, towards people who do smoke. But in all seriousness, in all genuine seriousness, ladies and gentlemen, you know, do keep an eye on your health and all that. Wouldn't want you just getting yourself friggin' serious health problems from something that's avoidable. You know, I'm thinking now about my friends from high school, people I knew, and from A-level who used to smoke. Wonder where they are now these days. There's a lot of people I knew in high school and A-level who, honestly, I've not really kept in touch with over the years. Including some people who actually were very good friends, who I just remember really, really fondly. Apologies if this suddenly feels like it's turning into the episode where Red suddenly becomes very depressed because he suddenly realised that it's been so many bloody years since he last spoke to certain people, and now those people may have, will have, moved on in their lives, gone on to do all kinds of probably quite crazy stuff, and amazing stuff in fact. I do remember when I was in high school actually there was a dude who I knew, real great dude he was, really loved music, and I remember, I went to the same sixth form as he did, doing very well, I was at least, a decent friend, and we didn't go obviously to the same university because a lot of the people in my sort of friend group, we all went to different universities and all that. But I kept in touch with them for a while, obviously through Facebook, things like this. And this, of course, was many, many years ago. This was when Facebook wasn't just sort of a kind of cesspit of sort of silly pages and where you get sort of posts and you just end up having to scroll through about 1,000,001 bot posts trying to advertise their own stuff and things like that. Which I feel like is certainly the case on Facebook, and it certainly is the case on Twitter these days. But we kept in touch, for a while through Facebook, and every time, obviously, we had a get-together in our old sort of local area, we would, get in touch, let each other know we were back, maybe arrange a meal out all together or something at one of the pubs in the local area. But since then, of course, I'm now living down south, and truth be told, I don't think I've ever really logged into my old Facebook page that I had during my teenage years. Yeah, I've not logged into it for probably for about 10 years at this point. I should probably maybe do something about that page. Maybe contact Facebook and either figure out the login details for it and actually start using it again, or maybe just, I don't know, maybe think about shutting it down or something. I don't know, because things I haven't looked at it for so long that it's probably the case that lots and lots of people have probably tried messaging me over the years and have just never got a response from me. Interesting. Now, having said that, a couple of years ago I did actually get a text from one of my old high school / A-level buddies who I hadn't spoken to in many, many years, and we had a good sort of back and forth via WhatsApp, just having a catch up and all that. It's pretty good. He's sort of in the legal field now. I've just realised something. I've completely distracted myself from what I was talking about. The dude who liked music, who I knew, in high school and A-level. Yeah, him, sorry. Going back to that guy I was talking about a moment ago, the one who was really into music. One of my sort of abiding memories of him was actually, when we'd all sort of gone off to university. He actually managed to meet and have music tuition lessons from none other than Sir Paul McCartney, of all people, you know, he of Beatles fame. Which is really something, you know, that's your sort of claim to fame. I've met and been taught by none other than, you know, one of the Beatles. Which is. So I remember that guy. I can still picture, you know, the way he looked back then to this day. I can actually sort of still picture the photograph of him and Paul McCartney together. Real, yeah, just something that for some reason, you know, so many years later, it still sort of stands out in my mind. It's funny how you get certain memories that do that. But yeah, I'd be curious to sort of know. Old dude, you know, wonder what he's actually up to these days. God, maybe I should reactivate my Facebook page or something, or at least try and figure out the login details to it and go back onto it. Contact a load of old friends and just see what they're up to. Just send them a message out of the blue. Hey, do you remember me? What are you up to, buddy? Yeah. I imagine, though, if I was to log in there, I'd probably have like 100 and, well, probably more than that, 1,000 fucking notifications waiting for me. I'd just be, oh god. Oh no, I don't have time or space to be reading all these. And that would be something, wouldn't it, ladies and gentlemen? Alright, let me get rid of that. Get these here pipes and tobaccos. It's getting night again in here. Or out here, rather. Right. What are we going here? Nothing. Right, I'm going to find the jetty. Going to head back to the centre island because I've only got 5 minutes remaining in the challenge. So we could do really with, yeah, depositing all these pipes, racking up the final score and all that. There is. Oh, this is risky. Hopefully old Sea Beast isn't going to pop up. Nope, we're fine. There we go. Managed to get on nice and quick. Alright, once again, not going to friggin' jump cut via the, oh sorry, not jump cut rather, but pause timer through the loading screen. Here we go. Drink more tea. Here we go. Right, come on. Back towards our marker, ladies and gentlemen. Only got about 4 minutes and 15 seconds remaining. Should be sufficient time for us to do this, but I do need to deposit these pipes into the thingamybobber. And also, whilst I'm at it, I should put my rifle on slot 6 in case I need to use it. I haven't actually had to fire a single shot this challenge, which has been quite interesting. Here we go. But yeah, there'll be a decent score, I think, by the end of this. It'll be pretty good, ladies and gentlemen. But it's good to come back, like I say, and do a challenge. Especially after I've been doing so many podcast-style episodes. Some of them interesting, and some of them, no doubt, in my usual fashion, being quite boring, in all likelihood. You know, me just whittering on about whatever random-ass topic comes into my head. Whatever I've encountered on YouTube or elsewhere. Oh, it's getting quite warm in my flat. Probably need to maybe put my fan on for a bit afterwards. Or open a window or something. See, that's the problem, actually, with when you're in summer here in the UK, and it gets that sort of humid, muggy kind of heat. It gets very sticky and warm. Right, let's count our pipes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Right, let me tot up another 8 on my tally. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right, we're up to 20 points. Ladies and gentlemen, sorry, I'm getting gas coming up my throat from my tea. That's 20 points that we're up to, and technically we've still got just over 2 minutes 30 seconds remaining. Will we find any more pipes and tobaccos out here before we wrap up the challenge? I don't actually know. But at very minimum we'll get the points for those particular doodads. Get me old thing out. Maybe we could just get these guys to shoot at me so I can quickly kill them and search this pub. Hi guys! I hope you're not smoking. You're definitely fucking smoking. Look at you. I can see your smoke trail out there, bitch. Do you not know that's bad for your health? Should pull out those old sort of textbooks and visuals and things that you were always shown in high school and whatever. This is what happened to your heart if you smoke and all that, bitches. You're not aware? You must know what I mean, right? Oh, right. 2 pipes. Quickly get maybe extra 2. Right, fuck it. Back to the house very quick before we run out of time. Because I've got myself an extra 2 points if I can bag these in. Right, we've got less than a minute and 30 seconds. Now, what was I saying? Do you remember in high school we'd have personal social health education lessons or whatever, and they'd get like a visiting nurse or someone in who'd show you the pictures? This is what's going to happen to your body if you have unprotected sex, or if you smoke 40 cigarettes a day. They didn't talk in that voice, but for some reason I'm doing it in that voice, I don't know why. It'd always be things like really horrible images of, you know, a heart that's, you know, stained friggin' dark with friggin' nicotine or whatever, shrunken to a tenth of its original size or whatever, or your lungs all shriveled up. Indeed. Or, you know, really old, corny sort of videos in sex ed lessons of kids getting friggin' chlamydia or whatever, and then not being able to pass urine without feeling like the genitals are on fire or whatever. Why am I talking about this? Why have I got onto this topic all of a sudden? Okay, let's just put that aside, given that we've only got about 20 seconds remaining of the challenge. Alright, 22 points, ladies and gentlemen. I think that'll actually do us. I think we ran a moderately successful anti-smoking campaign here across the islands of Surrey being hunted. And again, we only really went to 2 islands, this one and the other one, didn't we? There's probably lots of smoke, and he said smoke, pipes and tobacco over on the other islands and all that. Alright, time is now officially up, ladies and gentlemen. Can you hear that? If I put my microphone of my headset, lean very close to the phone. There you go. Dismiss. Thank you. Very, very good. Alright, well, don't need that anymore. Well, thank you for joining me then, ladies and gentlemen, for the anti-smoking challenge, or anti-smoking campaign challenge, or whatever you want to call it. Just a nice little thing to do in an evening, ladies and gentlemen. Just fancied recording a bit of Sir and all that, and I thought it'd be nice to do something beyond just a podcast-style episode, even though actually I've been sort of doing a bit of a podcast-style episode with the various topics I've been talking about. Oi, what are you doing over there? Get out of it. Alright, Facebook and Twitter links are down below, along with the link to my propagandist channel for anyone interested, and if you enjoyed, a like is always appreciated. More than that, I'm signing off now. Goodbye, everybody. There's stuff back through here. Oh, wait. Oh, there you are. Hopefully that's in your head, and you're not saying that out loud. Get out of here, buddy. Jesus. Are we good?
Who knows for how long? Got to keep moving.
Oh, wow. Space to dodge about. Okay, wow. It's like you can do a ninja roll. You can dodge past dangerous creatures if you get too close. Dodging can only be done if your stamina is full, and if you're too close to the creatures, oh god, okay, right. So we have to be tactical with it, I see. So,